going to explain you a bit about anabolism and catabolism in the thing that's there in metabolism. How does it play a role in our body when food gets into it? A bit about it. And the other thing I'm going to tell you guys is I'm going to give you an explanation about these guys. Approach I do is better for almost most of the people, and for some people, intermittent fasting is better. Uh, so try all these things out that I have done and try out whichever one works the best for you. I'll give you an example. An example is you can see my channel's first video that I kept out, the first transformation video that I did in 2018 to 2019. In that I have mentioned which programs I have followed of a person that was certified and did a degree and had 20 plus year training experience. uh, I did pure mass from that 3000 calories and muscle size 5 into 5, muscular rate, muscle man, etc. All these programs, and after that I made my own diet plan. That's more better than that. You can see that in my first video, which is linked in the description. It had one had 3000 calories, one had 2000 calories, and after that it had high carb day, low carb day. Few days I eat 3000 and another day I eat 2000. But all of these things, what they consisted was, they mostly consisted of having 4 to 6 meals per day. After that I tried intermittent fasting and keto, etc., but I found the one that works best for me. You can check that video out and check my full day of eating video, in which I explained about my full day of eating from the diet plan that I created that worked the best for me while losing weight and to keep that leaner level for forever, almost forever, to not eat for a certain period of time and to not follow the diet. That diet is not boring like that. It's really good. It's tasty, healthy, and long term sustainable. You can check that video out in the description. And I have healthy recipes 1 2 3, my highlights in on my Instagram. You guys can check that out too. I'll link that in the description. I'll go through a various four athletes that are similar to me, that train for muscular development and do somewhat of cardio. Two of them do a lot of cardio, and the other two of them work out in the gym. They have more training experience, and I'll go through a bit of their diet plans and how they have done it. Not how they have done it. I'll just explain you what they have done. You will be convinced that even though all these four people are taking a different approach, they are at a very good physique level and training optimally, even though they are eating different, for the amount of time that they have spent into working out in the gym and whatever activity they are performing. First, let's go through Tristan Lee, the guy that stays in Canada and has at least 1 million plus followers on Instagram. He follows a 3 meal approach. What Tristan Lee does is he is training for the same amount of time that almost I have been training. I have been training almost since 10th, and that for that 1 year I didn't follow proper diet, and after that I started following proper diet. I started getting good results. Both of us have almost the same amount of muscle mass. The difference is he is at 4% body fat, 4 to 6% body fat level. I am at 9 to 12% body fat level. If you just look at him after workout, after he has a good pump, what you will notice is he is shredded. Like if you go on a beach or if you look at him shirtless, you won't be like, yeah, that guy is looking good, we can see some abs, we can see some muscularity. You will be like, how is a human being even like that? He has been ripped from the very beginning, from the time he started posing with John Shreve, uh, that little guy that started blowing up on Instagram. He follows a 3 meal approach. He eats a carnivore diet. Carnivore diet, what he does is he just eats meat, eggs, and he takes vitamin D, etc. supplements. What I've noticed in his grocery shopping is I'll link his videos below in which he has explained his diet plan and his grocery shopping. He doesn't. I didn't see many vegetables in that one. I didn't see any fruits in that one. There are not a lot of antioxidants like apple has quercetin and nutrients like that. So for Tristan Lee, he ate bacon, he ate eggs. He almost had eggs in every one of his meals. And another meal he had beef. Tristan Lee is 18 years old. He is almost my age, and the extra thing that he does that I don't do is he does more football, but I do calisthenics. I am not a advanced calisthenics athlete, but I do calisthenics with weightlifting. But he doesn't do calisthenics except doing pull-ups and push-ups. And my training split is completely different from Tristan Lee, and Tristan Lee follows a completely different kind of eating approach. Another example of his meals is he eats beef and eggs. He doesn't include many fruits and vegetables, so what he does is he just eats, he takes some multivitamins and uh, vitamin D supplements, etc., so that they can fulfill his micronutrient availability so that he has enough enzymes, etc. We see very less pictures of Tristan Lee. Tristan Lee looks like he lives in the gym. Uh, in his videos and all those things, we see very less of Tristan Lee outside the gym. Most of his videos are inside the gym. But in a grocery shopping video, you guys can see, I linked it in the description, uh, what he does for shopping. It's like completely a carnivore diet. But what I can agree with is what he is doing is completely working for him. He looks ripped year around, and he looks like he can just step out on any stage and compete. Compare his past 1 to 3 year pictures. He has almost similar training experience as me, even though he has dieted and might have trained differently. Uh, he has almost same training experience, and I believe he's natural. The amount of muscle size he has is achievable naturally. But Tristan Lee's training workout approach is not his dieting approach is not easily able to stick to by everyone, because I tried the keto diet. I didn't feel like I lost any weight. By the end of the week, I was binging on it. Binging meaning I was eating more than I need, uh, more than the calories I have to. It wasn't sustainable for me. At the end of the week, I was eating more dates instead of eating those things that were there in the diet plan, because it had only eggs, vegetables, and some nuts. I wasn't able to follow that for a longer period of time, and I'm sure that not everyone is able to follow Tristan Lee keto approach. Uh, I tried it after doing high carb, low carb, and including carbs in my diet. After doing all those things, I already told in my transformation video that diet plans that I followed for 1.5 to 2 years, and after that keto, and after that intermittent fasting. Um, Tristan Lee's dieting approach is not sustainable by everyone. He must be having good genetics. His genetics are not bad, not so special as Quinteria that look like. How does he even look like that? He looks like, yeah, we can gain that much amount of muscle mass in 3 to 4 years with proper diet. But Tristan Lee is good. Not everyone can be at 3 to 4% body fat level year around. That too while gaining muscle mass. Not everyone can do that, because it's harder to eat only 1900 calories if their diet plan isn't like that. Isn't for them that they can stick to forever. So Tristan Lee almost has 60 to 65% of protein in his diet, and 30 to 35% of fats, and only 5% of carbs. He almost has 2000 to 2500 calories approximately. He isn't like a bulking cutting type of person, because he has been lean since almost the 4 years I have been seeing him. He must be eating at maintenance and only having the protein more and the amount of fats required uh, for him to slowly gain 1 to 5 kg per 2 to 3 months approximately, and only put on muscle. He isn't bulking, getting fat and getting shredded, eating less. He isn't eating more and eating less doing that. He's almost eating at the same level for a longer period of time, might be a 200 or 300 calorie surplus, and he's slowly building muscle. He's that type of person. Because I've been seeing him on Instagram since almost 3 to 4 years and he is always shredded. So let's go to Guruman. Guruman doesn't prioritize taste. I've followed his almost 1 to 13, approximately that many diet plans for 1 to 2 years. Guruman doesn't prioritize taste. Guruman just gives us the macronutrients that are necessary and the foods that we need for good digestion that are healthy. Guruman's diet plans are just healthy, even he follows that. But Guruman doesn't prioritize taste. When we don't prioritize taste, what happens is some people that have willpower are extremely dedicated, can follow it for a longer period of time, lose weight, get to a healthy weight, or even get to shredded level, and they be there for a certain period of time, and they eat food that are very tasty and delicious, and they get fat because it's not easier to stick to for a diet plan that's not tasty. But Guruman looks good. He used to bulk and cut, but at a certain point he started main gaining, eating 2500 to 3000 calories, as he kept a video on it that he is almost eating at maintenance level, because he is satisfied with his physique and he doesn't want to get too big or doesn't want to get too shredded. He said in one of his videos about that. He has almost 20 plus years of training experience. He has done a lot of degrees. I felt like he doesn't prioritize taste because I've already followed his diet plans. Next guy I'm going to go over is Greg Doucette. Greg Doucette prioritizes taste. He made a diet plan that's tasty and healthy. Not completely healthy, but it's good. You can eat it for a longer period of time, like his French toast, like his ice cream, like his core protein bar, and the wraps that he does that are tasty, and you can follow it for a longer period of time. You can stay shredded with it. Even he has trained for more than 20 plus years, and he also has a degree and certifications in exercise sports exercise things, and he is a advanced power lifter. He has done all these things. He was even in Guinness Book of World Records. He has even after a certain amount of time he wasn't natural, wasn't having that much deliciousness as those curries. So after me 1 to 1.5 year of dieting, what I have done was I took the foods that are there and I saw the recipes that were made, and I took the mistakes. The mistakes are kind of like, we shouldn't use oil, we should use non-stick spray, and the amount of salt and the amount of coriander, all these spices are not even there in there. So what I did was I identified the mistakes in them. We shouldn't keep it on high flame. We should keep it on low or medium flame. We shouldn't boil the vegetables more than 3 to 5 minutes, and cook them in a delicious way. A delicious way in which it's healthy, tasty, and followable for a longer period of time. I've done this. I have recreated chocolate. I have even into a healthy protein bar that's tasty, almost 80 to 90% as tasty as a 5-star bar or a Kit Kat bar. If you compare a regular chocolate for the same amount of calories, it will just be higher in not so healthy fats, and not so healthy fats, I mean, that are having what do we say, the fats that are there in oil, kind of saturated ones that are not healthy and can cause, if we eat too much of them, they will cause health problems in future. But if you eat my chocolate in a certain amount, the healthy carbs that this chocolate doesn't have, like it doesn't have complex carbs in that, like I added oats in it, whey protein in it, sugar free in it, almonds in it, and I made the chocolate bar. All my 6 episodes of KitchenAid series are already in there. And what I did was, I made it healthier. I followed it for a certain period of time. I was able to lose weight, and I'm able to follow that diet without binging on any of the foods that are there in the house, overeating on any of the foods that are there in the house, or buying them outside. I'm able to do that. It's not only chocolate, biryani, or what do we call this, pizza. I even recreated things like this, and I don't overeat, and I made them in a healthy manner, tasty manner, long term sustainable manner. If you actually see the recipe, you will understand that. Uh, and I even built muscle with it, lost the fat with it, able to stay healthy with it. And I even use and a healthy diet even needs a lot of vegetables. Vegetables are also important. It also has vegetables in them. You guys can check out the recipe. Uh, Everything is available free on my channel. Okay, so next I'm going to explain. Next person I'm going to go over is, I've already told about Greg Doucette in a lot of my videos, so I'm not telling you guys too much. I have told about him and how much muscle we can gain naturally, one, and his French toast invent that has caused me to invent my diet plan. It gave me an idea. It wasn't the entire thing, like it wasn't a blueprint, but it gave me an idea to make my own diet plan. The next guy that's there is, what's this? Gregor Gallagher. Oh, Gregor Gallagher does intermittent fasting. In the video I saw in YouTube, he didn't train as much as hard, but he had a physique that was very very good. He didn't train as hard, but he had a physique that was very very good. Guruman, Greg Doucette, these guys be in the gym. They are like a lot into fitness. Intermittent fasting, in the morning he had quinoa octane are some amino acids. They have some calories. They help our muscle. After that, he had a rice crispy square almost afternoon time. With rice crispy square, he had a collagen protein. But rice crispy square doesn't come on the healthy foods. I'll tell you what foods come on the healthy foods after I complete about Gregor Gallagher. And after him, after this, he had a chipotle bowl. He just ate the rice crispy square, only 1 scoop of that collagen protein, and he just did some workout. But he has a very good physique for the workout he did in the video. I've seen his Instagram. He looks very very good, but he didn't show the workouts from his Instagram stories in that video. He just did a simple workout, like it wasn't even beginner kind of hard. It was like a very easy workout for half an hour or 1 hour, and he went home and he went to do his dinner. In his Instagram, he did very hard workouts. He looks very good. Even though Greg Doucette doesn't like him, I like him. Maybe not his dieting approach, but the way he looks and the training he does, the things that he posts, the way he edits the video, he's good. I can like him as an athlete. I'm not telling that his editing is as good as David Lade, but he looks good. He does it good. Kind of like him as an athlete. I like how he looks, how he trains, how he lives. He's good. His life is good. And in the dinner, he had a chipotle bowl with some meat or some non-veg. After that, he had potatoes. In the After eating that, he had a choco bar. I didn't feel like it was even a diet plan. I just felt like some person ate something from whatever food that they can buy outside, and they ate it less so that they can get shredded and lose weight. Think of a guy that had 3 to 6 protein meals that are well spread out, 60 to 70 gram, and if he had 6 meals, 30 to 40 gram per meal, and he built more muscle than the guy that only had 1 or 2 protein meals. And he didn't eat healthy. how does it get digested? He didn't have any fiber in it. uh, it was like he just went outside, brought something, and he ate it. I don't know how that guy is like that, but he did look good. Whatever he's doing is working for him. Maybe he has really, really good genetics to do all that. So the basic thing from all these four athletes is all these four athletes have exceptionally good physique for the amount of time they are training and whatever diet plan they might be following. But Greg Uset's approach is followable by most of the people, and Gurumans is kind of normal. Gregor Gallagher's is, how can people even do that? It's first of all low in calories, it's not satiating, it doesn't have enough fiber to slow the digestion process, and so not slow the digestion process, so that it slowly gets inside, and after that fiber that helps in digestion, it doesn't have that. It's not low calorie dense food that keeps us full for a longer period of time so that we don't feel hungry. He must be a guy that has genetics with low hunger hormones. That's the reason he is able to follow this diet. uh, no matter however whatever diet plans these guys are following, with their given genetics, it's working for them. That's the reason they are looking so good in their pictures that they have uploaded in social media, in the videos they are looking good for the amount of time they have been training. uh, Healthy foods include oats, brown rice, whole wheat bread in carbs, any kind of whole wheat item. What whole wheat does is it gets slowly inside. Like if we eat white rice, if we do some activity in an hour, it burns out. But if we eat brown rice or whole wheat bread or oats, if we eat it in the morning, it gives energy till the evening, and it helps in digestion. These foods weren't in Greco Gallagher's diet. Tristan Lee was completely discluded carbs. And another thing in protein is, and we need to add vegetables. What vegetables do is they have enough enzymes, they have enough vitamins. I made a separate video in which I included a certain recipe and explained the benefit of every single nutrient of in a vegetable. Vegetables have enough enzymes and they help in proper functioning of a person. Vegetables have to be in the diet, complex carbohydrates have to be in the diet, and fats are nuts, chia seed, walnut, peanut, things like this have to be in our diet in a certain amount so that they help our body's proper functioning. And in protein we need to include what do we call this, egg whites, chicken, whey protein. If you want to, you can replace that with 6 egg whites, it has the same amount of protein. I made a separate video on macros, you guys can check that out. Okay, so these are the things that need to be there in the healthy diet, and they need to have some dairy products if they are really wanting it to, like milk, curd, kind of these things. They have probiotics. uh, they need to have enough protein, fat, and complex carb, as I told in my macros video that I link in the description below. I explained it very well in that video about macros and all these things. You guys can check that out. The macro and micronutrients that come from vegetable and fruits are very important, that aren't there in Tristan Lee's diet. So let's take my diet plan, my full day of eating video. You can check that out. I have even explained the benefit of nutrients and a lot of things that I went through all these past years. I'll link that in the description below. If you guys see my diet, what I have done was I was used to eating curries, chocolates, uh, what else? Uh, yeah, I was used to eating curries, chocolates, and kind of spicy foods that are available, like bhaji, that things are the things that were made in the house. uh, After I followed Guruma's diet plan, when I wanted to binge, I binged on the foods that weren't even there in this diet plan, and I used to get fat. My problem was that diet wasn't having that much deliciousness as those curries. So after me 1 to 1.5 year of dieting, what I have done was I took the foods that are there and I saw the recipes that were made, and I took the mistakes. The mistakes are kind of like, we shouldn't use oil, we should use non-stick spray, and the amount of salt and the amount of coriander, all these spices are not even there in there. So what I did was I identified the mistakes in them. We shouldn't keep it on high flame. We should keep it on low or medium flame. We shouldn't boil the vegetables more than 3 to 5 minutes, and cook them in a delicious way. A delicious way in which it's healthy, tasty, and followable for a longer period of time. I've done this. I have recreated chocolate. I have even into a healthy protein bar that's tasty, almost 80 to 90% as tasty as a 5-star bar or a Kit Kat bar. If you compare a regular chocolate for the same amount of calories, it will just be higher in not so healthy fats, and not so healthy fats, I mean, that are having what do we say, the fats that are there in oil, kind of saturated ones that are not healthy and can cause, if we eat too much of them, they will cause health problems in future. But if you eat my chocolate in a certain amount, the healthy carbs that this chocolate doesn't have, like it doesn't have complex carbs in that, like I added oats in it, whey protein in it, sugar free in it, almonds in it, and I made that chocolate bar. All my 6 episodes of KitchenAid series are already in there, and what I did was I made it healthier. I followed it for a certain period of time. I was able to lose weight, and I'm able to follow that diet without binging on any of the foods that are there in the house. Their lives are mostly in the gym. Gregor Gallagher is a bit like me. He does some calisthenic workouts and he has variations in his workouts. It's not like he only stays in the gym. He used to jump and touch that thing, and he did a one arm pull up, he did a one arm push up, he tried a pistol squat, he hits the bob and he punches the bob, and he even does weight training. He is somewhat a bit of me, a bit of training like me, but my training splits are completely different. I'll tell you about that. I'll tell you after I explain Gregor Gallagher's it. So Gregor Gallagher, what he does is intermittent fasting. He fasts for almost 6 to 12 hours in a day. I've tried out intermittent fasting. It didn't work for me. I didn't lose enough weight with it. I didn't even like intermittent fasting in this diet plan, and I used to get fat. My problem was that diet wasn't having that much deliciousness as those curries. So after me 1 to 1.5 year of dieting, what I have done was I took the foods that are there and I saw the recipes that were made, and I took the mistakes. The mistakes are kind of like, we shouldn't use oil, we should use non-stick spray, and the amount of salt and the amount of coriander, all these spices are not even there in there. So what I did was I identified the mistakes in them. We shouldn't keep it on high flame, we should keep it on low or medium flame. We shouldn't boil the vegetables more than 3 to 5 minutes, and cook them in a delicious way. A delicious way in which it's healthy, tasty, and followable for a longer period of time. I've done this. I have recreated chocolate. I have even into a healthy protein bar that's tasty, almost 80 to 90% as tasty as a 5-star bar or a Kit Kat bar. If you compare a regular chocolate for the same amount of calories, it will just be higher in not so healthy fats and not so healthy fats, I mean, that are having, what do we say, the fats that are there in oil, kind of saturated ones that are not healthy and can cause, if we eat too much of them, they will cause health problems in future. But if you eat my chocolate in a certain amount, the healthy carbs that this chocolate doesn't have, like it doesn't have complex carbs in that, like I added oats in it, whey protein in it, sugar free in it, almonds in it, and I made that chocolate bar. All my 6 episodes of KitchenAid series are already in there, and what I did was I made it healthier. I followed it for a certain period of time. I was able to lose weight, and I'm able to follow that diet without binging on any of the foods that are there in the house, overeating on any of the foods that are there in the house, or buying them outside. I'm able to do that. It's not only chocolate, biryani, or what do we call this? Pizza. I even recreated things like this, and I don't overeat, and I made them in a healthy manner, tasty manner, long term sustainable manner. If you actually see the recipe, you will understand that. Uh, and I even built muscle with it, lost the fat with it, able to stay healthy with it. And I even use, and a healthy diet even needs a lot of vegetables. Vegetables are also important. It also has vegetables in them. You guys can check out the recipe. Uh, Everything is available free on my channel. Okay, so next I'm going to explain you about a person that's like me in anime. Uh, he doesn't do what I do, but he is kind of like me. He's not completely like me. I'll explain you the similarity between him and me. He is from One Punch Man, and his name is Bang, a martial artist. Uh, I even made a One Punch Man drawing, if you guys remember, on my Instagram. I took 2 to 5 hours to make it. It'll appear somewhere here, and I'll link it in the description below. You can check it out. But I never made Bang's drawing because his backstory wasn't revealed until the 140 or 150 chapter of One Punch Man. After his backstory was revealed, I felt him a lot similar to me. And another thing that I felt since the beginning was he was kind of a motivation too, because all the other heroes that were there, they were granted special abilities. They weren't developing a natural thing that was there from birth and getting stronger with it, like how Zoro did in One Piece, or how Bang is doing in this one, how Garo is doing in One Punch Man 2. Uh, they didn't do it like that. They just inherited an ability after a certain period of time, and they were extremely stronger and dominating on all these other heroes, villains, whoever were there in that. But Bang was the person that was thereby developing that uh, since birth through working hard, not through some. See, like One Piece, they eat a devil fruit and they get some power. But Zoro also wasn't like that. I already talked about Zoro in another video, how he is my favorite character in almost the entire anime. It's a separate thing. This thing is about Bang. Bang is that guy that has that mustache, and he is very old, but he is very strong, muscular. Oh, Bang is a martial art teacher, and he is from the Hero Association. He went into Hero Association after a certain period of time in One Punch Man, and he is an S class hero, rank 3. Uh, Bang is a professional hero, and he is the creator and teacher of Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. He is third highest ranked S class hero. He is settled in ZCT. In his youth, he was nicknamed as Wind of Blood. He has a brother. Uh, he is an elderly man, walks with slight hunch in his back, and he has light blue eyes and tan skin. He has spike white hair, thick eyebrows, and thick white mustache. And he wears a long sleeved black martial art jumpsuit, light colored pants, and Tai Chi slippers. Despite his old age, his body is lean, muscular, and it's covered in scars. He is like a very serious guy. His personality is playful though. Like he isn't like I'm strong. I'm going to boss you around. You're going to listen to me. He is kind of like yeah. I'm a man that has been in the Hero Association or has trained for these many years. I'm going to talk with you. What do you do? How are you here? What about you? He's kind of that kind of person. He is like playful. He is normally calm. He uh, prefers to be called by a nickname rather than his hero, that is Silver Fang. Bang has a brother that's known as. He has another name. Wait a minute. Oh, so we are going to go over Bang, and Bang even has his own dojo. In his own dojo, he even went to Saitama and Genos, and he is one of the very less people that recognizes Saitama's strength in how strong he is and what he is capable of doing. He is one of the very less people that even sees Saitama as he is the best hero almost out of everyone. So we see Bang. Uh, he appeared. He is in the Z City, and he appeared. I remember during the dragon level meteor that was falling in the Z City, and unlike most of the other heroes, he wants to be called by Silver Fang, and he came to stop the meteor, and even Genos was there to stop the meteor, but both of them weren't able to stop the meteor through their strength. I didn't. He didn't do so much. Silver Fang didn't do so much that time to stop the meteor. One Punch Man just blow the meteor out with one punch. But One Punch Man is like that character who hasn't trained to that insane level. He just did 100 push-ups, squats, and crunches, sit-ups. So not crunches, sit-ups, and he became like god level strength. Uh, he was even able to defeat aliens with ease. So first we saw Bang there when he was about to blow. The meteor was about to fall on Earth. After that, I witnessed him in the dojo where he and this guy, what's his name? Saitama and Genos were uh, talking to each other, and Bang scolds his disciples not to embarrass him and states outright that Saitama is many times stronger than they are. But he lost one of his top disciples, that's Garo, top of his becoming so old. And he remembered disciples in competence. And Bang is always eagerly looking for new disciples to succeed him. And he demonstrated his strength through water stream rock smashing fist to Genos, only to realize, but he already left. But he demonstrated his strength. Later, he invites Saitama, Genos, they go into his dojo, they recruit them, He gets all respect from citizens and civilians. Bang cares deeply for his disciple Garo, and Garo just broke out of there. He just broke out of the dojo. He bet everyone. He went out of there. Bang was shown as arrogant, abrasive, very much like Garo. He was like that in the beginning, and after that, he wasn't like that. He was a strong, constantly. Uh, Whoever fought with him, he was able to defeat him. He was able to prove his talent to them. He had very destructive power, violent nature. He always seen enjoying himself when he got into a fight. Uh, he had water stream rock smashing fist to his former disciple, and another skill that he had was, yeah, he even uh, idol of treasure of martial arts. He's known as that. He is almost a god like being in martial arts world. I consider anyone a god when they are like undefeatable. No matter whatever that other guy does, he is able to defeat them with ease without even almost getting a scratch on them. Those people are like God. Gods aren't shaken by anything, right? They aren't troubled by anything. Nothing like happens to them no matter whatever happens. They are just like these beings that are there that are so powerful that no one dares to trouble them, kind of. So, Bang is so strong, so he is known as God of martial arts. God has a different definition though. He's a like we pray them, etc. But I just mean God in the fighting world. I feel like that's what God is. His physical abilities are immense strength. Despite his old age, he possesses incredible physical strength, far beyond an average hero. He was able to destroy the meteor fragments that Saitama punched the meteor, and the meteor that was about to fall and destroy that whole place became into smaller meteors that were destroying small area in that certain Z city. So Bang was seen destroying these meteors with his bare hands. Meteor fragments. Upon facing fight Dizen, a demon level threat, Bang was able to annihilate that monster. Uh, he was able to brutally injure Goro. The Goro when he defeated these guys. Who are these guys? All of the lower ranked heroes, not as much as S rank heroes, but they were a little bit. They were very strong and skillful through their own pass. But he defeated almost 5 to 7 of them in a row. But Bang was able to damage him brutally with his brother. He was able to go against dragon level threats. He has immense speed and reflexes. Yeah, he has immense durability, enhances stamina and endurance. Yes. Okay, so we have seen Bang's strength already. He has proven that he is a lot stronger in the previous episodes. So let's just get into his special moves and his movements that he does. After that, I'll tell you guys the similarity between me and Bang. He did water stream rock smashing fist, flowing water crushed rock, a martial arts skill that's developed by himself after many years of training and is said to be the ultimate defensive art. It has perfect blend of offense and defense. Offense and defense are the things that are used in battle. You defend when someone is attacking you so that you don't get hit, and you often so that the person get hits and you win. When offense or defense are so strong, you can't hit that person, and there are no chances that you can hit that person almost unless you are stronger than them. But if you aren't stronger than them, the offense is so strong. Sorry, the defense is so strong, and if you aren't able to get a hit on the opponent, you are easily able to strike a hit on that opposite person that's fighting you, and you easily win. So he made fist of water crush drop, his own technique after a lot of years of training in martial arts. After that, he made water stream encampment. He creates an area where his fists destroy anything that enters. Um, it's like something. Uh, how do I tell this? It's like you created a shield till a certain area around you, and whatever, see, like whatever falls on you, whatever attack that comes on you, you won't get hit by it. He did it through his fists, moving his fists so fast in a certain area that whichever attacks comes till there even he won't get harmed by it. He made it kind of a shield like that. And he has instant movement. He has very good footwork. He can dodge very easily, and he can confuse the opponent through movement. And he can do piercing fang. He can take the vital points of a certain person and he can hit them there. With a single strike, he can almost get them down. And he can do abandonment, and uh, he can track the visual acuity of the enemy and demonstrate them terrifying power of abandonment. He can catch and pierce the enemies. It's like almost make getting the enemies very afraid through his movement. He can do awakened breath. It's a technique that draws all the limits from his body, like Goku going Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 1 or 2. Like when he goes Super Saiyan 1 or 2, he's more stronger. When Bang does awakened breath, he's more stronger. When Naruto goes QB Chakra mode, he's more stronger. Bang does awakened breath, he's more stronger. He can even do explosion release fist. He focuses more on the offense and generates a disruptive power, and he is able to destroy that certain area that he is hitting with his fist. Like that, he has whirling wind, flowing water fist, and stream rock smashing fist, whirling wind, flowing water fist, Roara Asura sky ripping fist. He has all these special moves in him. So let's get to the one where me and Bang were a lot of similar. Okay, so this happens near 146. It starts from 146. The fight between Garo and uh, Silver Fang, the guy we know as Bang, that I've been telling you guys about. Um, this is where I'm going to explain you guys mine and Bang's similarity after this. So in 149, the chapter starts. You guys will be able to see that chapter 2. And Bang starts hitting Goro monstrified form. Goro was slowly evolving himself. I don't know how Goro does this, but as he left Bang dojo and he started uh, fighting people that were stronger than him or almost as strong as him, and as he was fighting he kept on getting stronger, and at this point he became kind of like monstrified form. He got a monstrified form. You guys can very clearly see it in this chapter 149. Yeah, it's 149. The artwork in One Punch Man is the best thing. Even though the story is kind of like it's good, it's not as good as uh, Naruto or Dragon Ball Z or the one in which one was it? The movie. Sorry, not the movie. The series. Which series was it again? Yeah. Kartikeya Hitman Reborn. The story isn't as good as these ones, the Black Clover, all these things, but the artwork that they do in One Punch Man in manga, it's really good. The fight scenes are worth checking out. And he starts using different stances. Garo starts using different stances from him. He starts using Fist of Explosion, Heart of Liberation, and Bang and his brother are like, how is he using this stance? They might have not taught him when he was in the dojo, and the story goes back. Uh, before and Bang starts telling, before Goro left the dojo, he raided the safe containing the secret scrolls. I caught him and stopped him from taking them away. He didn't have so much time that he could take the scrolls away and do the moves. So what he did was he took those scrolls and he like how the thing scans thing. When we keep something in the printer, it scans and shows the image, right? Like that, he scanned it, kept the image in mind, and he must have practiced those stances and got stronger with them. Um, and Bang is like, how is he even? He's like, he knows how did he get them. He's like, for him, he acquired that forbidden art. Uh, but a single reading, how did he do it? He isn't like a printer that scans and prints, right? How did he scan it and remember it like that? He is like, how did he do it in one, just by seeing it in a single reading? How did he do it? Was that enough for him to remember? And next we get Bang's fighting stance. Another fighting stance of his. Bang looks good, very good. The drawings that the artist makes, who is the author and I don't know who made these drawings. They are really good. I'm just telling you guys about Bang. Why did I go to the drawings? And he thinks of himself in Garo's position, but Bang wasn't monstrified in his past. In his past self, he is thinking he is also Garo. Then his brother starts thinking or telling us about his backstory. Bang was an unimaginable, unmanageable thug. Like no one was able to defeat him. He was very arrogant, blessed with talent in martial arts. He challenged strong fighters and compared their skills and sent them to hospital when they fought with him. Um, and then a person comes and asks, why are you so violent? He is Bloodwing Bang, Fist of Explosion, Heart Liberation. You just don't like that I'm enjoying martial arts? Such a hard-headed ness will make you bald, big brother. Then his brother comes in, Fist of Whirling Wind, Slashing Steel, Death Wind Bomb. For your violence ends now. Uh, still dedicated to grueling training, huh? But why a fighter who has talent, enjoys himself, never loses? I only use my strength for pleasure. Uh, Martial arts isn't stressful. That's my martial arts hidden. And I'll trash anyone who stands in my way. I hope you don't mind. And then what his brother does is, as he gets himself into a fighting position, he defeats him almost through one punch. Almost through a few hits, he was easily able to defeat him. After this, after he loses to his brother, he tells him, "Cool your head, brother." Uh, and he realizes that he fought with bloodlust while his brother had none. And yet he still lost. He lost because he was a lesser man. Uh, this is where me and Bang similarity come into play. My similarity from Bang was he realized it when he lost, but I realized it while I was doing my work. Bang was in a certain association with certain type of people where he gets something if he achieves something. He had women in that, he had money in that, he had pleasure in that. As he wins, he gets fame. As he wins, he gets money. As he wins, he gets people around him. So he did it for that. But we don't do it like there. We aren't so open minded. We aren't so broad minded as a person that's been working not for getting something. So what Bang did was he left fortunes so that he can do something that's not already there. What happens in an association is people might not be at the top. Not everyone works sincerely to be at the top. But Bang was already at the top and he was getting everything. And he is just seen as a person that is very strong. He is not seen as a great person by everyone because not everyone works so sincerely and realizes the importance and how hard that guy must have worked to get there. People are like, they try to bribe him or they aren't like him, they try to give him some money, they try to stop him down. At that place, we are arrogant. We are like, I'm the strongest guy or I have done so much, what can you do to me? When you are at that place you feel like no one can do anything to you and you stop working more hard there because the thought that you are the best and no one can do anything to you stops you from working more hard and progressing and doing something that's not already there that you can get within yourself to make yourself stronger. That's what Bang realized when his brother, that didn't have many fortunes as him and came from another area just through certain rigorous period of training and defeated him with a few blows. That's the reason Bang states here. Uh, but he had fought with bloodlust while his brother had none. See, it's like you are kind of in an association. What you are doing, you are at the top position. You are just going there, ordering few people. Hey, do this. You are doing this wrong. What are you are stuck with arguing with them, being at a higher position. You are not at a position where you are working. Think of Naruto as Hokage. Naruto as Hokage has everything in Boruto. Think of Naruto in Boruto. Did you guys like Naruto in Naruto or Boruto or in Boruto? I liked him in Naruto more because I see him training more. I see him working hard more. I see him doing something to get to a certain position. His struggle never ended. he kept motivating me to be a better version of myself. But what happened in Boruto? He is just a guy that sits on the desk, does some desk work, and he fights very rarely. Uh, he doesn't train as much. It's like they already gave him a position and he is at a very bigger position. He's just there. He doesn't have anything there. Like he doesn't have any free time. He can't do whatever he wants. He has to take care of all the villages that are there. He has to call them. He has to contact them, and he has to go to all these people to uh, talk to them, deal with them as if he is a big manager. I didn't like that Naruto. I liked Naruto in Naruto more than Boruto. Bang is at a similar position in this. He has given all these things. He has gotten all these things. He is at that position where he is the strongest. But as he loses to his brother, he realizes he isn't broad-minded enough. The people that are in an association, the people that are getting fortunes, that are the people that are getting things that easily or at a certain position, feeling we are the ones that are best here, no one can do any harm to us, they aren't broad-minded because they aren't kept on working on themselves. They aren't working there. They stuck there trying to do dictatorship, kind of dictatorship. That's the reason Bang even lost. So what he does is he did what I did. Even I realized it, and I went to people that are not like that, who are not like that. Uh, the guy that's the shopkeeper, the guy that goes on the cycle from his school, or the guy that uh, goes to goes in the fish shop. He the guy that takes bill in a hotel. I spoke to people like this. That's what Bang did. He took under small people in the village. I spoke to people like this and I started giving them free diet plan after my workout experience. I started explaining them about my work on my YouTube, on my Instagram. I feel like that's the reason that allowed me to work more, because when I'm going and telling people that are small level or bigger level, good people, I'm going to them, I'm telling them about my channel, about my Instagram. What's happening is, it's like I'm doing my work but I'm doing it for them. It generates a more desire in me to work more, because those people are like, yeah, when you're working, you're doing it good, do it more. And I'm like doing that work even more. Then what happens is, you create something for these normal people that's not existing, but it's better than the existing, like my workout plan, my training plan, my videos, etc., all these things. These people are only working. They aren't going to any focused on any fortunes, they aren't focused on any getting something. They are just loving the process. They are loving the process and they keep on working. Through this process of working, they fell in love with working. When they fell in love with working, the process never stops, and they create something that's better than what already there. Similar to my creation of my own diet plan and my own workout plan that I have already uploaded. That's the better version than that's already existing. I'm telling it's a better version than already existing because I tried out what are there. And when I created my own plan, it's like it's better than that's there. That's the reason I'm able to follow it for life. It's not like you're stuck in the textbook. You are like creating something out of the book that's better than that's already there. That's what Bang did. When he started training for years, he wasn't going to fortunes. He was just going to people that were trying to get better, that are good. Now I don't see Bang with any money. Now I don't see Bang with any people. Now I don't see Bang with any one. He is the only guy that went to a certain place where it's like rivery kind of, and it's a mountain, and he took people from that certain town or village that were willing to train, that were also like small people. he took them to him and he started teaching them what he knows. What's happening there? Then, across long years of training, he developed ultimate defensive art, Fist of Flowing Water, Crushed Rock. So, he locked Fist of Exploding Liberation. And like his big brother opened a dojo, he also opened a dojo. And after a certain time, he was able to defeat his big brother. The thing that Bang basically understood was when he wanted to kill someone, or when he wanted to get to a certain position, it's like I have to get to this position, I have to get to this position, I have to get to this position, have to kill this person, kill this person, kill this person. Only this thing is going on in us. That thing that we want to achieve, that desire or that thing we are wanting to do is stopping us from thinking of an other way, from thinking of doing something else to do it better. I already told you guys, right? Bang was in kind of an association kind of thing. There people are not doing it as sincerely or as much as him. So, if Bang just would have stayed in that association, he would have been like already he is the almost the strongest, except his brother he has defeated. He has gotten defeated by. He wouldn't have progressed there. He would have been there like, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be with you guys, that's it. But when Bang, what he did was, he took on a dojo. He started training normal people. And normal people that were good. These people came to him and they started training under him. So any small or big work that they are doing. And then Bang was, what happened to him was he was able to think of another way, because he wasn't angry, he wasn't chasing a position, he was just wanting his students to become more stronger. He wanted to be strong enough to be able to protect his students. His dojo, he is free, he is allowed, he is not under any pressure, he is not under anything. He can think, he can do anything. He isn't filled with that bloodlust he was having when he faced his brother. So he was able to create more techniques that were even stronger than his brother. The same thing happened to me. What happened to me was, while I started speaking to normal people, no matter how much big or small the work they are doing, the the plans that I created, the diet plans and the videos that I made, the post captions that I have written, explaining Bhagavad Gita and all these things. What happened in them was, I didn't stop meeting people and telling them about my goal, so I wanted to be it in a more understandable way. So I kept thinking of an easier way to make people understand. Even in my videos, I am telling complex things in simpler words so that everyone can understand it. The main point is, when we understand complex things, we get to know more about it. As we get to know more, we become more smarter. So I made it into simpler words. The Bhagavad Gita captions that I wrote and about the anime content that I have written, I have delivered it in simpler words, in an understandable way. Similar to my diet and training plan, even they have to follow it. The diet is easier, the diet is tastier. After trying out what's existing, I made something that's better than existing.